Are you ready to be completely unstoppable and enjoy your life at a greater level? Let me tell you, if you do one thing, this one little thing, it will change your life exponentially. So what is this little thing, you ask? It's taking responsibility 100% for your results. Don't run away. I know it's scary to take 100% responsibility for all your actions and all your results, but it will change your life. You will get better results. You will get better experience in life by just taking responsibility for it. And if you think you're a person who already takes 100% responsibility and accountability for your actions and your results, hang out anyway. I promise you're going to learn a thing or two. So let's get to it. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, and I happen to be one of your biggest fans. I'm here to help you become the most confident, vibrant version of you. Look, confidence is not a one and done. It is a constant journey. In this podcast, we cover tips and tricks and ways that you can build your confidence so you can go out into the world with your bold, audacious self. I don't know about you, but I want to live life to the fullest, and that's what we're going to do. So make a choice right now that you're going to be willing to do what it takes. Grab your notebook and your favorite pen and get ready to take notes. Let's go. This one is something I continue to learn more about every single day. And the more that I get coached and I learn about coaching and learn about 100% accountability and taking responsibility 100% of results, I become more and more amazed about how it changes lives. So today we're just going to chat a little bit about why this works, why you shouldn't be scared of it, and how to use it as a principle in your life. First, let's just say, I hope you're really doing well in life right now. I hope all things are going well. But if you're not doing well in life, or if maybe there are a few things that aren't going well and you don't know why, there are other things that are going really well, just consider the things that you have that aren't going well. Maybe your marriage is struggling because your husband isn't doing what you think he should, or maybe you're not making enough money at work and you think your boss is the reason. Maybe you can't lose weight and your health keeps declining. Whatever it is, what is it? Pull that thing up in your head, like I often ask you to do, to think about it as we're talking through this episode. Let me ask you a quick question. Have you taken 100% responsibility for the results of your marriage, your work, or your health, whatever it is that you're working on? I'm going to acknowledge one thing. I know that other people are involved in your life, and especially in a marriage and obviously at work. Some may even argue that your weight loss and your health are impacted by other people too. You could completely argue that. But what if you stopped arguing with what it isn't working and waiting for someone else to solve that problem and figure out a way to make it better yourself? Your mind might be racing a little bit right now, and you might be saying, Heather, I've done everything I could possibly do, but it's just not working. I'm going to ask you the question a little differently. What could you do that you haven't done that might give you a different result? What could you do for your spouse that you haven't done that might take some pressure off the marriage and give you space to love each other more? How could you build value at work and increase your value as an employee? Because when you increase your value as an employee and build value at work, then you become more valuable outside of your current work situation too. Is there a way you could become healthier by modifying what you eat, how you use movement daily, or how you're living? Can you get really, really curious to see your challenge from a different perspective and then solve it in a different way? Maybe use a little bit more creativity. We often seek answers way outside of ourselves. We're looking for pills, potions, or ways to make things work, and oftentimes we're just depending on what's outside of us. And it's common. It's very common. And actually, if you scroll on Instagram or even podcasts, you're always looking for the solution outside of yourself. But in some ways, we have to become reliant on our own sources, us, ourselves. And many of us have just lost that ability. We simply don't push ourselves enough when things get tough. What happens for you when things get really hard? Do you shut down? Do you fight for what you want? Or do you just walk away? Or do you get really curious at what is happening and go about finding a solution no matter what it takes? You and only you can be the person to decide what you're doing. If you're shutting down, if you're fighting for what you want, or you're walking away, or if you're simply doing whatever it takes to find the solution. So here's a test. On a scale from 1 to 10, what grade would you give yourself for the efforts you've made toward your current challenges? If you're giving yourself a 10, then yay, let's celebrate your efforts. And then I want you to get really curious and evaluate your efforts. What went right? What went wrong? Is there something you could have done differently? And is there something, because you got a 10 here, is there something that you did here that you could apply in another area of your life to get a 10 in that area of your life? Then I want you to consider, if you gave yourself a lower grade than 10, then why did you give yourself that lower grade? And use that same system of evaluating and ask yourself the same questions. What went right? What went wrong? And is there something I could do differently? Then really and truly, what I want you to really consider is, am I taking 100% responsibility? Am I taking the correct, calculated, and intentional actions that I need to take to achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve? Or am I just simply giving up because it's hard? And then I want you to consider this. Why in the world would you want to take 100% responsibility for your results? Well, let me tell you why. Number one, it empowers you to live a life that you want to live. In other words, you take back any power you've given to other people or other things that would give you success. In other words, you will find a way despite your spouse, your boss, your current ability to be healthy. Once you realize you can find solutions, take intentional action, and arm yourself with accountability, you become literally unstoppable. This requires, though, a resilient mindset, and oftentimes it's going to require that you adapt your current mindset a little at a time. I'll tell you a story. So I have been struggling on and off with some health issues, and really I have been super frustrated. I've been frustrated in a way that I haven't been in a very long time. And I have reached out to many doctors. I've taken so many tests. I've done all of these things, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated. And a couple days ago, I finally decided, oh my goodness, I have to look at this different because I'm literally giving up. I've just kind of gotten frustrated and thrown in the white flag, and I'm done. And then I realized I'm not coaching myself. I need my own way of thinking and the way I coach other people. How can I take responsibility for the results I'm getting? So what I have done is I feel just that little decision, making the decision that I can do something different, I can look at it differently, has given me my power back. I feel a million times better. I know I'm going to find a solution. It probably isn't going to be from outside of myself, or at least in the way that I thought I would experience it. I thought I would find a pill or a doctor could give me a solution or something like that and it would be all okay. And it simply isn't working out that way. But what I'm realizing now is that I have kind of handed over my power by seeking all those answers from doctors and outside of me. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to figure it out using my own intelligence, my own resources, whatever, and I will find a solution. Now, I'll get back to you when I find the solution, the exact solution, but I'm not willing to give up, so it's going to happen. That power and how I feel in that feeling I have is just amazing, and I haven't felt that good in a few years, to be honest. So consider how's your mindset about the things that you've got going on? Is it keeping you stuck, and are you looking outside of yourself a lot, not solving the problem because you've waved the white flag and given up? Well, I'm going to encourage you to take your power back. And if you're going to have a problem doing that and you need support, hey, I'm here for you. I can coach you, I can help you through it, and I guarantee you it's not as hard as you think it is, but it does require a little bit of a change. So if you are ready to do it and you want that support, go sign up for coaching. It's super easy to sign up. All you have to do is go to thecrazyconfidencecoach.com or hcedwardscoaching.com and you can find my coaching packages there and sign up there. One thing I will tell you is that power that you feel when you make the decision to take care of yourself and take responsibility for whatever the outcome is, you just feel so much better. Then the other thing that I will tell you is that you will feel more confident and you will learn to advocate for yourself in a much bolder way. When you don't take responsibility for your results, it's so easy to make excuses and not apply yourself. So not do the work and wait on someone else to solve it. So when I say that, I mean in your marriage, you're waiting for your spouse. Or if you're like me and you have a health issue or something you're dealing with and you're waiting on your doctor to solve it for you. Or even those of you who are having issues with life and you're a woman of faith and you're waiting for God to solve it for you. God isn't there to solve anything for you. You have the ability of choice. So don't wait. Don't give your power away by waiting on anything outside of you. Take control or take responsibility so you have the ability to take care of it yourself. And I promise you're going to take that torch and you will have the ability to carry it home. And when you're in charge and you find that way, you're going to feel so confident. I want you to think about this. How does it feel when you're waiting on someone else to solve a problem for you? How do you feel when you waste time scrolling, watching TV, or just checking out of life because you're too tired or too bored or too whatever, instead of doing something that you need to take care of? How does that feel to you? Do you feel inspired and energized, or do you feel depressed and lethargic and just rotten altogether? So once you do that, when you check out of life or you don't take responsibility, you just feel frustrated and blah and low energy. Then when you move towards something and you turn into the responsible one, you end up feeling so good. Even if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to do, you feel good because you tried. And not only that, when you take 100% responsibility, it means you're going to be okay because you know that when you're 100% responsible, if it isn't turning out the way you want it to, that's okay. You're going to self-correct and you'll move on. When you aren't taking responsibility, in that exact same situation, you're going to spend all your time and energy wasting it or blaming it on other people or the situation itself. And if you took that same energy and you focused it on figuring out the solution, that's what 100% responsibility looks like. And that will look so much better and feel so much better than you could ever believe. It will be a confidence booster for sure. Then the last way that we'll talk about is that living life with 100% accountability and responsibility means you get to live your life with zero regrets. Here's the fun thing. The only way you have peace around something that works or doesn't work in your life is by giving it 100% of your effort. You have to be the 100%. You have to be the one responsible for it not working. If you're not the one responsible for it not working, then you spend all your time and energy outside yourself blaming and shaming other people or even yourself unconsciously. But if that's where you are, that is not a fun place to be. The energy is low, you're not empowered, and you certainly aren't confident. So if you are willing to go in and all in on you and you take responsibility and accountability for your actions and your results, you will see such a huge difference in your life and how it looks and feels. I'm going to encourage you to join me. Let's take 100% responsibility starting now and see what the future brings. I cannot promise you it's always going to feel good, and I can't even promise you it won't be hard, but I can promise you 100% it will be worth it. I want to end today by giving you a quote. One of my coaches, Stacey Bayman, recently said, "Trying a little is not the same as trying a lot." So I ask you right now, are you in for trying a lot? Be your 100%, commit to your 100% responsibility and accountability, and watch your life transform. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned something fun. Please take the time to share the episode with your friends. If you haven't already, leave a rating or review. That is so helpful for other people just like you to help find the show. And if you are looking for freebies, I have lots of fun freebies for you at hcedwardscoaching.com, and you can sign up for a discovery call there, or of course, you can sign up for coaching. Again, I appreciate you. I hope you have a very blessed week. See you next week. Love you big.